Okay, hi everyone again. Yes, hope you guys had a good week. So last week I shared with you the letter two and the two ways on how to link it to the gospel. So hopefully you guys have at least finished the introduction part of your letter. And here's a recap of the two gospel links. So first suggestion is the source of stress. So have you ever wondered if stress was meant to be part of a normal life? And actually, do you know that humans weren't meant to face stress? And then we'll face it to the gospel connection where we first created, God made everything good and perfect. However, humans chose to turn against God, and that started the endless cycle of brokenness and stress and pain that we experience today. Yeah, so that's the first one. And then the second suggestion is the source of comfort. Yeah, so we have them curious about what do you do when you face stressful situations, or what or who is your source of comfort. So you can share about how God has been that person. And for me, there's someone that I turn to who is gives me comfort and peace even in my most stressful situations. Then you can share about who this God is as a creator. He knows my needs best and loves me very much and has solved the greatest problem of sin. Yep. So after each of the gospel link, you will also need to insert the gospel, the five C's. If you can refer it to your booklet, the guide is over there with the five C's into your story. Yeah. So to end off the letter, we will also like to end it with an invitation. So I think a few points you can mention. So you can first thank your friend for reading the letter. And then after that, you can re-emphasize the good news portion of your letter and make it to an invitation. So for example, I also wish for you to know this God who can bring comfort in the most stressful of situations. And what do you think? Yeah. And then you can give them three options like A, sure, why not? Or B, possible, I have questions. And C, I think at this time I am not ready to believe. Yeah. So then you can ask them to choose between one of these three options. And then I think you can also end off the letter by remember the second page of the letter in the pack. You can ask your friend like choose one thing that will help him or her distress the most. Yep. Yeah, so I think feel free to personalize like this ending portion of your letter and just really see which gospel link would really relate to your friends and how you would like to just share with them who God is. Yeah. So once you're done with the letter, you can actually go to the bit.ly link that is given inside your booklet. Yeah, and then you can submit your letter draft. Then after that, you would receive a customized e-letter from your PE tutor itself. Yeah. And then finally, you can send the letter to your friend. You can choose either like Instagram, WhatsApp, or Telegram. Yeah. And yeah, so I think after a while, if they didn't reply you, you could actually check in with them, ask them if they read the letter, and if yes, which option kind of best represents their response to your sharing itself. So you can always invite your friend to find out more about who God is, and then after that ask them about their own distress technique. And I think here it's important to be intentional and showing love to our friend during this stressful period lah. Yeah, and you would best know how it is during this stressful period as well. Yeah, so great, that's the letter two. So not to worry if you're stuck or unsure while writing the letter. You can either refer to the sample in the guide or approach your PE tutors for advice. Yeah, and also finally, I would like to share with you about a student. Just an encouragement. I'm meeting her for like EBS. Yeah, so even in the midst of our busy submission week, right? She was kind of like really willing to meet up for a meal and ready to read the Bible together. Yeah, so that's something that I was really very thankful. Yeah, and even though it was a long journey and process, but I would just like to encourage you guys that reaching out to our friends is definitely a process, a long process sometimes also. So don't lose hope. Yeah, and everything is in God's hand and timing as well. Yes, so great. Have fun writing the letter.
Okay, welcome back everyone. I'm Ria Sheng. I'm an SB graduate, and today I'll be guiding you through the questionnaire today. So by now, you should have completed step one, which was to send the questionnaire to your friends and have a quick conversation about your results. But if you haven't done that already, it's okay. You can continue to do so today or draft the conversation out while waiting for your friend's reply. Yeah, so for those who have already completed step one, you can move on to step two, yay, where gospel conversations can be initiated through either two of the gospel links. One being that even though we are all uniquely created by God, we are all called to have the same calling, which is to have a personal relationship with Him. And secondly, that the privilege of sharing our burdens to God during stressful times is not just limited to us Christians, but also to your friends, to your non-Christian friends as well. Yeah, so from there, you can elaborate on this privilege that we have of having a personal relationship with God through the full gospel, which you can also use the 5 C's, and that can be found in the folder if you're not very sure like where to find it. Yeah, and if you cannot remember. So after having a gospel conversation, remember to ask your friends for gospel response as well. So you can ask questions like, are you open to seek God and find the comfort that knowing Him will bring into your life? And you can ask them to send you an emoji to express their feelings and thoughts if that is like when you ask them that kind of intimidates them a bit, so you can like the emojis can kind of simplify it. Yeah, so before we start, I hope that you can use this questionnaire to check out on your friends as well who may feel very burdened during this period of time, and share with them that actually God has already blessed them with the greatest gift, which is a relationship with Him and salvation. Yeah, so in John chapter 13, verse 34 to 35, Jesus says, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I've loved you. You also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." So even so, during this stressful situation, let us show love and care for all our peers by checking in on them and sharing with them what Jesus has already done for them. Yeah, so may you continue to rely on God's strength, and I see you on G5 on 13th of September. Bye bye.